Let's start on the railways. Yes, we saw terrible scenes. London King's Cross, because the East Coast main line was blocked. London Euston, the West Coast main line was blocked. Anybody trying to get between Scotland and the English capital by train was flummoxed for a large amount of the time. LNER, which runs trains on the East Coast main line, saying if you had a ticket for yesterday, the train didn't go, use it any time today. And there will be a lot of recovery today. It is anyway going to be extremely busy, but the real worst time on the railway is going to be tomorrow. Okay, well, good morning to you from Heathrow Terminal 5, where actually things are working pretty smoothly. Quite a lot of Love Actually moments as people emerge from behind me from international arrivals to meet their loved ones. And of course, everybody, Callum, is so emotionally invested in getting where they need to be before Christmas, which is why the awful scenes we saw yesterday, particularly at London St Pancras International, were so upsetting. I saw people there in despair talking to loved ones on the phone, explaining that they weren't going to be arriving that evening simply because there'd been a sudden walkout by staff working for Eurotunnel in Calais. They went on strike. 30 Eurostar trains cancelled. That means 25,000 people waking up where they didn't intend to be.
In terms of where the sort of hotspots have been, Simon, you mentioned Eurostar there. I mean, there's been pictures of Euston Station in London absolutely packed with train cancellations. There's been disruption elsewhere as well in terms of trying to move around on trains. Where are the hotspots and where, are we going to be able to recover from this in time to move people where they need to be for Christmas?
Okay, so let's start on the railways. Yes, we saw terrible scenes. London King's Cross, because the East Coast main line was blocked. London Euston, the West Coast main line was blocked. Anybody trying to get between Scotland and the English capital by train was flummoxed for a large amount of the time. LNER, which runs trains on the East Coast main line, saying if you had a ticket for yesterday, the train didn't go, use it any time today. And there will be a lot of recovery today. It is anyway going to be extremely busy. But the real worst time on the railway is going to be tomorrow. I have managed to calculate, I think, that the 10:03 from London Paddington to Penzance tomorrow is going to be the busiest train of the winter. But that's partly because London Paddington, serving the west of England and South Wales, is going to be closed all day on Christmas Eve, along with London King's Cross. So you've got to kind of get your journey in by tomorrow if you are on those routes. On the roads, it's going to be pretty miserable today because lots of people, it's an ordinary working week. That means that they are going to be commuting as normal. You've got all the trucks, and then over 3.5 million people starting their getaway journeys. If you've not hit the road yet, probably best to wait till tea time when things should ease, and Saturday and Sunday predicted to be equally busy.
Gosh. Simon, thank you very much. Good to speak to you. Simon Calder is a travel correspondent. He's reporting there from London Heathrow Airport. Simon working at The Independent, of course. I'm in the Western Isles Bureau ahead of Christmas Day breakfast. We didn't have ferries yesterday, and the planes, I think, were a bit disrupted as well. So the symptom of that, among other things, was we didn't have any post from the mainland, so no Christmas cards got through. Local post was fine, but no post from the mainland yesterday. So there's been disruption, and we're not the only island affected, it has to be said, by ferry disruption because of the weather.